What's happening, troops? I'm not meant to say that, to be fair. Anyway, how he's doing? It's Ravie Davie here, the Fresh Prince of Drummond Square, and I'm joined here with
Georgia.
And this is the 10 Years In podcast episode
42.
42. We bit off my game because we missed a week there, unfortunately. Sorry about that, guys. But we just, I don't know if you've seen, but there was a crash at Arkelston Road. And the podcast, we'd already moved it from Monday to Wednesday because we had a show on. And then that accident happened. It just stopped us from getting in the studio, and we released it on the Thursday. So we couldn't get in, unfortunately. So we've missed a week. I'm a bit rusty. But how about you?
I was just about to explain that as well, because obviously I was coming for, usually we record on a Monday, and it was wee Jackson's 10th birthday party in the church. So we'd swap days with Curtis, and then my work is in Baillieston. And travelling home on the Wednesday, trying to get to pick David up, and the traffic was so bad. It was like everything just came to a standstill because a guy had crashed, a lorry driver had crashed into that tiny wee bridge at Arkelston, and we were just sitting like in traffic for ages. So we missed an episode, which we hate doing, but it's a fast approaching our holiday, so we're really looking forward to that. What'd you say?
We've just been arguing about it.
What were we arguing about, David?
I was just wondering why it wasn't the mainland Greece we were got to, and why we got a wee island that's like so next to Turkey, because obviously I want to go and see all the big monuments and all that are in Greece. Athens, you see, because I've discovered the roads was so far away from Greece. I just typed in, how far is Rhodes away from Athens? And then I found out it's a 13-hour boat journey. So Georgia woke up, I was up, I don't know how I was up, I did just...
Because you're always up. When I'm sleeping, you're up.
And then Georgia got up and she was up talking to me because she must have woke up in the middle of the night. And I'd just seen this, and I just asked her, I was like, why did you book somewhere so far away from mainland Greece? And she's like, fucking, you're an arsehole.
I was actually livid. I actually thought it was going great, because, by the way, Mrs. Stinger here has paid for the full holiday, and I'm
offered to put the money, man.
No, I paid for the full holiday, and I paid for the AEW tickets the month after that as well, right? So I'm here tonight to stick up for myself. I've had it, right? So I didn't want to go to Greece, right? I don't mind where I'm going, but I've been to Greece. David's never been before, so Mr. I want to travel the world and see the world. Has only got what?
It's the world, what?
So he gave me these specific dates where he could go. He can't go during the summer holidays because obviously we're running the summer camp for the kids, which is fine. So we're going before the summer holidays start, which last year we didn't go on a holiday at all, apart from only 2 or 3 day trips for Davie'S wrestling. So we missed out on our summer holiday. Last time we were actually on like a holiday that was longer than like 2 or 3 days was December 2023. And David wanted to go to Greece. That was fine. I'll just go with the flow. Goes on to Jet 2. Picks one that looks pretty good. Asked him, by the way, what about Rhodes? I love Rhodes. I'd never been there before. I books it, right? Pays for the full thing for him to then, out the blue. Like, I booked it back in January before we actually knew we were getting the church and stuff like that. And then last, like, when was that? A couple of days ago. I'm half sleeping as well, which to make it worse. And he then, like, announces to me that basically that he thought the holiday was basically going to be rubbish.
No, I didn't. What a shite, man. I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Sorry, I must have been sleepwalking and misheard you.
All I just said was I wouldn't get to go and see the mad monuments. I thought we would have been on mainland Greece. We're closer to Turkey than we are to Greece.
And he was like that, why did you not book Athens? I said, because that's how much you know that you can't even fucking fly to Athens for Scotland at all, which would then require me to drive all the way to Manchester whilst Snoozing Boyle here sits and falls asleep, and I'm the FANNY that's driving about everywhere, paying for it all, and you're just sitting there making comments, and I just think, fucking day-hang yourself, honestly. So I was on Jet 2 trying to see if we could swap it, but it was pure expensive to swap it as well, and I thought, why should I? Why should I?
I didn't want you to swap it, to be fair.
What?
I didn't want you to swap it. I was just wondering. I was curious.
You know, there's being curious and then just being so fucking cheeky.
I was
What? You what?
I was being cheeky.
You were like that. I want to go and visit places, and you're like, why have you booked somewhere that's so close? He actually detests Turkey, right? Which I agree. I also don't like Turkey. We just had a bad experience at Turkey, to be fair. I think I went to Turkey with my mum when I was wee, and it was fine. But it's kind of like an all-inclusive place where it's good for wains, for juice, ice cream, etc. But we're just into gone and seen places, which I totally get. Aye. So if roads is that small, you can walk the filler roads and get away from me. That's
class.
my view on it.
That sounds good to me, man. Speaking of Turkey, actually, I ended up finding it now. We'll talk about all these funny Facebook pages and that.
Yeah.
I found a mad one. Love rats, I'm amorous.
How did you find that?
I don't know, man, but it's all these mad British, but it's always anonymous people, and it's posting like a British bird. A lot of them are Scottish, to be fair, and it's like, this person's been sleeping with this guy and all that, and they don't know that she's also sleeping with this guy, and they're posting all these mad Turkish guys and all
That's
that.
what aye, Turkish guys. Because obviously loads of probably single ma's go out there.
Aye, well, a lot of them, there's a lot. I end up seeing some of them, and they pop up on my TikTok. The woman, not you're like, aye, right, man.
Aye, you've been searching, don't you, kid? On.
I promise you.
You've been looking for the love rats of Turkey. That's maybe why you're in a mood that I didn't maybe book Turkey.
No,
for
I don't
you.
like Turkey. I'm the opposite. I'm wanting to get as fuck away from Turkey as possible before you end up away with one of the guys in Marmaris.
Don't tempt me. No, so aye, guys, I don't know if I'm excited for my holiday anymore. Do you know what else actually happened?
Llama, I'm buzzing.
Do you know what actually happened as well, right? So I paid extra on Jet2 so we could sit at the front of the plane, right? But by the time I'd booked it, I could only get the third row for the front. So David didn't know this, but I intentionally did this because if David's been on a plane for X amount of hours, he turns into psycho and he pushes people out the way and is like, I need AF. And it's like...
No, I don't.
How can you even say you don't do that? Oh my God. Admit it, right? I own the fact that I'm stingy sometimes. Sometimes you just need to take responsibility, right? So
I'm
David...
just making sure I'm not there in front because you two are right at the back, no moving.
Right, so David obviously has got a problem with being on flights. He wants to go first and all that. So I specifically... off of the back of having complete anxiety, being on a flight with him so many times, I specifically tried to get as close to the front as possible. And I booked him, Mrs. Stingy, booked those. And when he found out that I'd paid for the holiday, he was like, well, when we get there, obviously, I'll not be an NPC. I'll be waiting to the end. And then I'll be going and finding a seat. And I'll be like, I says to him, what, you're actually going to go away and sit somewhere different for me and Bo when we've not been on holiday. That's like, I am. And I just thought, why did I even spend time with you?
What do you mean? I'm just trying to get the best seats on my wee knees. I'll get my body's in bits.
You. Aye.
We're on a 5-hour flight, my fucking body's in bits, man.
So my ears are in bits listening to you and your daft excuses. Honestly, my actual last nerve is in bits. I've had it.
Class.
Had it. So honestly to God, I hope that when we get there, you're like, oh, I'm away to explore. Like that time when we went to Egypt and you went away in the night bus yourself.
That was class, what I do.
Aye.
I got adopted by a wee family for Arbroath.
So I just think, what do you think, guys? I think he's out of order.
I think that she's exaggerated that.
No, even in the slightest.
A wee bit.
I actually can't say how I really feel, but I said to him, I actually texted him when I was half sleeping saying, you're just trying to ruin this.
No, I'm not. Why would I try and ruin it? I'm just fucking sorry for sharing my opinion.
I just feel like sometimes when you're in this mindset and you're kind of like, oh, why have you even booked this?
I don't really say why have you even booked that.
But you're already in this like negative mindset where I'm going to need to hold my water so much to try and argue with you, and it's going to kill me the full time.
What are you talking about?
I'm already preempting the arguments in my head already, and I'm going, well, I can't be arsed with this. So that was... Like, I don't know if any other families like this, but I just feel like going on holiday is such a stressful situation where you end up arguing about everything and anything.
I love it.
But you love arguing?
Not going on holiday.
I just getting the responsibilities. Like,
you told me all the
don't pack your own suitcase, you don't pick where we're going.
I pick Greece, fuck's sake.
You make suggestions and then I take you up on it, and then now I'm the problem.
Nobody said that. I'm just annoyed that I need to go on a boat to go to Athens. I'll not be doing that.
On that 13-hour boat,
I'll
by
not
the
be
way.
fucking doing that.
What?
I'll not be doing that.
But I guess you can probably go to visit other places, like in Greece. I guess you probably could. Anyways, right, we'll move on for that.
Are
you still want to talk about it?
No.
Apologies, guys. Right, the notes of this week's episodes are in my phone, so I'm not looking at my buzz. I'm just looking at my phone.
I hope you're not looking at your buzz.
Well, I'm not. Are you looking at yours?
No, man, means I kind of talk about that wee thing with him.
Right, nice. What? Are you mangina? Ravie's got a mangina. Ravie's got a vagina.
So weird that.
Right, anyways, so because we missed last week, I didn't get the chance to update you on my new car. That was exciting, eh?
It's actually a pure big talking point, to be fair.
I know.
Fuck's sake, I've actually pure completely forgot about it.
Right, so last time I was here, I told you guys I was getting a new car. I didn't want to talk about it too much because it's fair to say I was a wee bit stressed, right? And the reason I was stressed was because I bought the car off of Cinch, which is basically, I think it's a newer company to let we buy any car. And if you just have been a fellow listener or a loyal listener for the last few months...
Is that why I said the Premier League teams?
What?
Is that why I said I was going to ask you the Premier League teams?
What do you mean?
Remember you said I'm going to ask you the SPFL teams on this, like, if you know all 12 of them, is it because of Cinch?
No.
It might be that because Cinch sponsors the Premier League.
Oh, really?
So that's why that's just made me think maybe that's why I was going to ask her that.
I don't know. So anyways, right, if you'd listened months ago, we done a show in Maryhill, and there's a tiny wee car park in Maryhill, and when I drove in Maryhill, I scraped my car along the side of the wall, and a bit of metal off my car fell off, which I decided in my infinite wisdom I was going to glue it back on with Gorilla Glue. And it all worked perfectly. The bit of metal went back on my car, and I was like, that was a good job I've done that. Right, so I went back in the house. This was months ago, by the way. I went back in the house, and then I was in the house for hours, came back out and realised the glue had dripped all down the black plastic and it had dried in white. So obviously it didn't really annoy me because I thought, I'm not even bothered, I'm going to keep this car for as long as possible. But then a couple other things started happening in the car, and I thought, this could end up turning into big problems, so I wanted to get rid of it. So anyways, went on to Cinch, picked the car, and it told you to detail your car in basically between a 1 and a 4 and how good condition it was. So I'd marked mine a 3 out of 4 because the couple of things that were around my car were just wear and tear. And so I had accurately put it down, and I was paying basically the deficit to get this new car, which was fine. But anyways, leading up to getting the car through the week, I ended up with a flat tyre, the passenger seat car, the leather part, the seat burst open, right? And I was like, what is actually going on right now? And basically, that's how I didn't want to talk on the podcast, because I was so stressed.
She was taking on me.
Right, anyways, so end up with a flat tyre. Anyway, so they were dropping the car off at my house, and it said that it was coming between 8 and 1. So the guy, I looks at the car's bright red, the new yin, looks at the window, it was 10 to 8 in the morning, the new car was there. So I've ran out of my jammies on, pure excited, and the guy's like, how you doing? Here's the keys to your new car, let me just do my checks on your car. So I'm angry ball, and I'm starting taking photos of this new car, loving it. And then the next thing he turned around and he says to me, your tyre's bald, so I don't think Cinch are going to accept this. He was at 2 minutes, I'm going to basically measure the thread or the depth or whatever, just to make sure it's within limit. And he was like, listen, I just want to be honest with you, the inside of the wheel is within limit, but the outside isn't, and I don't think Cinch are going to accept it, so I'm going to need to phone them. So I was like, right, okay. So I'm standing outside, and then the next thing he takes the keys to the new car off me, and I thought, I'll jump in the house, the new pull clays on that whilst he phones. So I've got my clays on, woke David up, because I was like, this guy might actually know David. There might be a talking point here of wrestling. Only other time in the world where I've wanted somebody to notice David, guy had no fucking clue who David was. I actually think the guy shot himself when David walked out, because he was like...
I think the guy thought George was trying to intimidate him, not get a big boyfriend.
I was just really trying to...
Because he was a wee guy, you know what I mean? He was a wee small man, not obviously. I just...
He just woke up out of his bed.
Like, what you doing with the motor, mate? Like, what's wrong with the tyres?
And then the guy was just kind of as if, like, what the fuck's this guy doing here? He's out with his bright yellow Crocs on, big basketball top, and he must have thought he's two fucking crackpots. So anyway, he's outside for 50 minutes, and then the next thing he phones me. So he's outside, I'm inside, he's phoning me, and he was like, listen, I've cancelled this job, since you're not accepting it, you need to get your tyre basically changed. So I was like, but I've already transferred all my insurance and paid for the tax on the new car because they'd phoned me on the first night and they told me to do that. So I was like, how am I meant to get my tyre fixed? How am I meant to drive the car to the garage if I've already transferred all the insurance and that? And he was like, oh, I don't know what you've got to do. And I end up going, what the fuck do you want me to do? And the minute I swore, David walks in and said, is he still outside? Because he was just like, basically we just go out and talk to him. And the minute I swore, you just saw the red car just disappearing out the street and the guy just fucking drove away. And I was like, they were created because I was like, how am I actually going to fucking fix this?
So did you fix it, Georgia?
So anyways, ends up, I got the tyre changed within about 50 minutes, which was amazing. So I'm messaging Cinch back, like, the tyre is fixed, please bring the car back, blah, blah, blah. So then they were like, oh, we're going to need to rearrange a delivery. But we had a show in Pollock that night, which was so busy. We'd sold pure loads of tickets. And I was like, I'm not going to be able to come to this show and help David. So I was greeting.
As if Pollock's up your mission, you know?
I know, that's just like 10 minutes away. I could have actually got a taxi for a £5. But anyway, I was just to over-exaggerate the full situation. So he's like, give me the number. I thought, God help the fucking bastard that answers the phone to him. So he phones, right, and he's on the phone to the woman explaining that we've got a massive show. And what happened when you were on the phone?
So I've done a lot of different jobs, right, and one of them has been customer service, talking on the phones and stuff like that. I wasn't really good at it, but I learned a lot of tricks to the trades of things that you're not allowed to hang up on the phone if the person on the other side says this thing. And it's surefire ways to kind of get what you want. I'm not going to divulge it, but I said some things that I would like to repeat in the podcast, but it made them very, very like, so obviously at first, to be fair, I tried to use a bit of my TikTok pull and that, you know what I mean? Like, I've got all these followers, I will do bad reviews and that, but didn't give a fuck about that. So the next thing that I said, which is what they end up putting me on to higher ups in the company, and I'll give a big shout out to Penny the performer, who was very sympathetic with the fact that we had a show that night.
Because she was a performer herself.
She said that she's like, I'm a performer myself and we know that the show must go on. I mean, the show must go on. So thanks to Penny and me being a bit erratic, I'd say, you know what I mean?
It was just maybe on the edge a bit.
I was using my acting chops of the wrestling very well. Let's put it that way, you know what I mean? I would definitely make the good transition for wrestling to Hollywood. But so I was talking away and Penny's like, there's going to be one or two things that happen today. Either you're going to get the car or you can swap the insurance over to the other car and we'll pay for it. So I was like, that's fair enough at the very least, you know what I mean? Because we got the tyre, that's what I was pretty much saying. I was like, we've got these tyres sorted. Your delivery is from 8 to 1. It's not even 1 o'clock yet. We've got these fixed. How can you not get back here? And it wasn't as if, like, so since she's based in Derby, right? It wasn't as if the guy was driving back to Derbyshire. It was 20 minutes away in Motherwell or something like that. I mean, wasn't it? So he could definitely do it. And then, lo and behold, they phoned back and I get hundreds of messages. I was like, they're bringing the motor back again. So she was buzzing. And before I know, I said to her, before she actually, the guy went out and got the motor, I was like, I'll just phone them up. No, I mean, she's like, no, because you'll make it worse. I was like, no, I won't. I will get your motor. And the motor got there that day. George was happy. I told all the wrestlers to no sell the fact that she got a new motor. Not, I mean,
I know, I was like, I've just showed up in the best car I've ever had in my life and not one person has commented on this car. And David told me he told the wrestlers not to comment on it. I'm like, hey, hello. Have you not seen that hang out there? And then not one person cracked the light.
I thought your motor was always red.
Honestly, I was like, what's wrong with these people? I know that they're not materialistic and that, but surely you've noticed something. They've got a new car.
I mean, they definitely did. That was just mad.
But David then told me that he told people not to comment on it.
That was my.
That is the weirdest thing ever.
That was my wee rib, obviously, because that was just my wee laugh.
So Penny. When Penny phoned me back, right, to tell me the car was being delivered, I actually dropped out on my knees and was going, thank you. As if I just won the lottery, because I was just like, see, everything I was stressed about, none of it was about the tyre. Like, honestly, it was actually the guy in the garage, the guy for the garage who was changing the tyre, went like that, what's your name, pal? And I said, Georgia, and he says, listen, I'm Mark, and I can assure you we're going to get this fixed for you. And I was like, thank you, because he was like, listen, I can only get brand new tyres, I can't get any part one ones. And he was like, it's going to be expensive. And I was like, I'm desperate, I'll pay it, and I'll just give me this motor. But aye, so all well and good, I've got the new car now, it's running well, the engine management light has come on, and it's going to the garage on Friday.
Yes.
Yes.
But big shout out to Penny the performer.
Aye,
I want
Penny.
to know what I honestly wish she phoned me back, to be fair. I wanted to know what she performs in.
See, like,
I think it's burlesque she does.
it was something like, well, no, because she said her dad got into it when she was young, because she was saying, is your show inside or
Drag
outside?
queens.
They see the guy as well, so it was the same guy who
Rugby,
brought...
bet be rugby, they're English, bet she's into rugby.
Maybe something like that, I don't know. But anyway, it was the
Knife
same
thrown.
guy who brought the car back the second time, and he's like, how did you manage to fix that so quickly? I was like, it's a fucking tyre, mate. It's no as if
What,
it's...
Tara? I thought he was talking about how he got the delivery.
No, no,
I was like, I got a pull on that, know what I mean?
So it's going back out of the garage on Friday. But all is good. All is fine.
Nah, she loves it, she's all happy.
Bo said to me when we're driving along the street, he likes to put the window down and flex on people when we drive by. Do you know as well? Very strange thing. But I was in a team meeting the other day. Well, I was in a meeting with a couple of other managers in my work, which 3 of them were guys. And one of them said, how's Ravie Davie getting on anyway? How's the church and that going? He's like, I watch him on TikTok all the time. And one of the other managers said, he must be getting on good anyway. Georgia's got a big car in the... Georgia's got a big car in the car park that she's drove in this week. I was like, I've got my own job here.
They pay you.
I know, I was like, do you think I just come to this work for nothing? Yeah, but people just...
To be fair, you did some of your jobs for nothing in that work, man. How hard you work?
Yeah, I'm actually so panicking right now that I'm going on holiday, and all the work that I do that are like thankless tasks that nobody knows how to do, that I'm having to show people this week. And my manager was like, how long are you off for? And I said, a week. And he was like, thank fuck. Like, honestly, thank fuck. So I do loads of thankless tasks. I don't know, I'm
stressing
people.
that I've no hand enough flyers.
Well, do you know what it is, right? We are getting to the end of June, we're at the halfway mark, and my team has nearly banked £1 million. So I'm like we're all just going for it this month to get to that target. So I'm like, if we get to halfway point, we've banked £1 million, that'll be amazing. It's so hard though when you're like selling insurance, or we call it protection, because lots of clients will maybe say aye to your face when they've not really bought into the appointment. It's like when you're in the shopping centre and somebody sells you something and you're just saying aye to take it, but you're not really interested, and then they sell them this big policy like income protection, and you need to make sure that they're truly bought into it, because then if they cancel, then we get the commission taken back off us. So we're aiming for £1 million by the end of June, and I know we've got to do it because we're all knuckling down, getting on with it.
Class. That sounds good.
Yeah, so alright guys, happy days. Car's there.
Car is, but it's in the corner, before it's not there. It's
Yeah.
in the corner.
It is.
Round through.
And then we made it to Pollock. Pollock was a huge success.
Great show. New tag team champions. The Gummy team.
Ravie
You want
Davie
to watch that
leaped
back.
off the edge of the ring and nearly took out the tuck shop table.
I know. Big front foot to the outside.
Everybody in the crowd was like, oh, and then there's me in the background of the photos videoing you with a smile on my face. I know. I just got all these people must on and be like, she must be fucking sick of videoing him. You did me not, and I know, but we're in that ring. I'm just on and videoing you.
No, you don't.
Right.
She doesn't do it enough, to be fair, man. I want to do me a post on Instagram stories and that for coming to pro wrestling.
You need to pay me.
What do you mean pay you? It's our company. Your business, pay yourself.
What? No, you need to pay.
You control the business side. You control the business bank account for CBW. Pay yourself, mate.
We know, you know, we ain't spending no money.
Pay yourself, bro.
Right, anyway, how was Paul? What's your comments?
It was one of my favourite shows we have done this year, Paul. Look, at the last 2 shows, I feel like we've really upped our game on the promotional side and like storylines and stuff like that, which is a big part about wrestling. And I feel like it's really coming across with the fans. People are travelling more to come and see the shows. And the wrestlers, it's give all the wrestlers a kick up the backside to get themselves more, what's the word?
Exposure.
More TV time, more exposure. I know TV time on the telly, but you know what I mean, more time on the camera and stuff like that.
I agree, I thought it was a good show.
It was good having the Titanic over, the Northern Irish guys. It was a very successful seminar the day before, and I'll be getting there now in October to do a seminar / wrestle for 2 days and all.
Nice.
That'll be good.
You got a date for it?
It's the 17th, 18th and 19th of October.
Oh, right, okay.
And then the week later is the anniversary.
Amazing. Exciting, eh?
No.
We've got a big name for that.
No yet, no.
What you did?
Nah, I've not got it confirmed yet.
Oh.
Well, technically, I've got it confirmed
You
for
pin it down.
night 2, but I've messaged him about getting the poster made and he's no replied to me, so.
Yeah. Wonder if you can guess who it is. And then on to day 2 of wrestling was Moss Park Primary School.
Ah, that was tiring, man.
That was when me and David were nearly square going in the playground in front of people.
What happened?
Because,
Just tell them?
right, so I think I've made myself pretty clear that, like, I don't always want to go to wrestling shows, right?
I think I've made it clear that we both own the company. I mean, when Georgia wants me to make sure that I mention that we both run the company when it's in the interviews and I'm on the telly and I'm doing all this and that. She wants to make sure that I say it's we. But then when it comes to the wee shows that are maybe on the outside and on the weekends where it's during the day, or Georgia's maybe will not make a lot of money for it. Georgia maybe can't be bored and it doesn't want to be we. She just wants to be
I think
me and she can chill in the house.
I think we, as in me and him, made a wee agreement at the start of this wee year, which was that we were only going to do a wee amount of wee shows this year because we're only a wee company, 2 wee people with no a lot of free available dates. And then what this wee bastard has booked a wee massive amount of shows this year that me and a lot of wee wrestlers also can't commit to, and we're all absolutely scunnered, right? And then he gets annoyed, takes it out on me that not a lot of wrestlers have showed up to Moss Park because he's trying to do 100 jobs. So anyways, I've got told I have to sell the merch, right? Which is fair enough. I sold 3 hoodies, but he didn't know this because he was backstage, which is fair enough. Then we took a wee break, and during the wee break, I basically got myself some sugar donuts, and I was so happy about it. I was taking a photo for my Instagram. I was like, high on life. I couldn't wait. They were hot donuts, sugar donuts, Nutella, all of them. And then what's basically happened is I've went over to sit down and eat these donuts. David's been talking to people that have never saw him before, and he's told me to get the leaflets. So I've made a face at him as if, oh fuck, I've just sat down. But I wasn't even meaning it as in I don't want to give this woman a leaflet. So then he shouts out the microphone to the full playground, what are you making faces at? You're meant to be working. And I end up shouting, who are you talking to? Because I just think, what is wrong with you? So the woman walks out. I said, look, I'm really sorry. She grabbed the leaflet out my horn and stormed away. And I thought, well, that's us low stat customer anyway. And then he's like coming at me, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? And I'm like, there's actually nothing wrong with me. I was just like laughing because I've obviously just sat down. He's like, you're coming here to work, fucking do that intentionally. You and Caden have got this wee thing on that whenever there's a break at wrestling, you just go away and don't actually want to do any of the jobs. And I'm like, oh my God, I actually didn't. Like, I've actually been here for over an hour and thought, God, there's nothing going on. I've sold day jumpers, so I'm going here to get myself some donuts. And that was a problem. So really what it turns out was that because David had to do 101 jobs, there wasn't a lot of wrestlers there, and like there was just a lot of stuff going on. He took it out on me.
Do you know what I know what it is? Because see, when I used to just work for people, I used to do all these wee tricks that you all day. Oh, I'll wait until it's like, oh, I'll leave a wee 10 minutes before the break so I get my 10 minutes before nobody will notice and I also get my break, you know what I mean? Or I'll wait until the show, wait until the ring's getting done. I take my wrestling gear off so that then I don't do that. Aye, I know you do.
Honestly, don't do that. And it ended up that day I actually learned to do ring crew as well because I thought I'm not getting on the ring side of him because I don't want to batter him in front of this playground in front of everybody. Like I could actually see us at one point because how stressed we get, we'll end up like rolling about with each other. No, I would actually.
Depends on what you're talking about.
So I ended up doing ring crew. I was lifting the beams and everything to the point where other people there were like, oh my God, George's getting involved. Better actually just hurry up and get this ring in the van because...
Well, good to be tight if you need to start lifting one beam at least until the rest is like, right, if George's doing it, I need to do it, not I mean?
No, I was taking 2 and 3 at a time.
You can do.
What? I'm
just saying, if you grab one, but actually, I need to do it. Maybe
like, to be fair, I thought everybody helped that the both days that we've
honestly,
done.
I really honestly feel, see when there's less amount of people there, you actually get a job done so much quicker.
It's because
everybody
really
just thinks, they'll just get it, so we'll just talk shit, but then before you know it, everybody's doing that, and then it's only the 4 or 5 people that always do it ends up doing it.
Yeah.
Like, see, obviously that show we had today, that was done rapid because it was only 80s and everybody was just doing.
I couldn't wait to get home and stuff. Well, that's what I was thinking as well. But anyway, I had to hold my water because when you get home that night, I had to have a chat with you to say, like, you're actually shouting at me over the top of a microphone. You could at least
No, I
wait
was just
and
shouting.
go
I
like
wasn't just sounding like a shouting because it was there, mate, but I was just like, you might be walking.
No, see your indoor voice. That's pretty loud. I've been trying to teach you this for the last 11 years. You don't listen.
I'm trying to, so that's me trying to teach you, but I'm not actually shouting. I'm just talking loud.
And also as well, I was there selling t-shirts. Also as well, I didn't realise that Jen and some of the other mums that were there told me that when I was there at the van getting the donuts, he was like, "Bo, where's your man?" And here's me at the back being all photogenic in the light, trying to get good photos of these donuts.
I've
I didn't
also
even
got
know.
beef with the donut people.
Oh, aye. So the person that was there selling the donuts asked David to come and do a video for free, which obviously is like a no-go for him.
It's not a no-go, it's just I'm at the point now, I feel like, especially if you're somebody messaging somebody and saying, I want you to promote my product, it's happening with quite a lot on TikTok and all right now. I feel like you should be offering some money. You shouldn't be just offering your thing
But
for
I
free.
want to go and get a munch for free.
Aye, well, so, but now we've actually had beef with them, but now I told them my price and they're like, you're not worth that. I was like, I know you seem to think I was worth it. When you seem to thought I was worth something when you were messaging me, oh, wanting your free views and all that. Not
Yeah.
I mean?
Oh,
And
honestly.
then they told me my price, and then obviously everybody was tagging me in a video to like work with them, and I was like, no, we've already tried to come to an agreement. They don't want to pay me what I feel I'm worth. And
So
then they've kind of called me on Facebook about it.
Did they?
They're like, we've already spoke about this. We don't think you're worth the price you're asking, so we don't want to work with you. I was like, that's cool, mate, but you guys asked me first, and I just told you the price. Just saying.
Aye. Oh, God, honestly. But
it works, not I mean, know your worth, because it'll end up tenfold. I've got a couple of food challenges and that coming up that
yeah, you've got a couple of things.
are all because I've stuck to my guns and no. So I feel like if I was going away and just reviewing stuff for free,
Yeah.
that's selling myself short.
So you're
'Cause at
doing
the
that
end of the
food
day-
challenge with 50 on
I've got a
Thursday?
food challenge with 50 on Thursday when this comes out, so it'll actually been done at Boston Spuds. Check them out from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock. I think it's either who can eat the most toppings on their baked potato or who can eat the most baked potatoes, and then the losers got to get smacked about with baked totties.
Oh, you're going to be in the toilet for days.
I'm going to win. No, baked totties are alright. Maybe not actually. They'll get a lot of toppings.
I'm going to say it now, right? I don't get the baked totty hype. It's probably because I'm a baked totty and cheese type of gal, which probably won't surprise most of you. But people are gone too far.
Just not crazy, isn't it? But
you know, saying something about something about.
let's not say what I said because I'm promoting a spud place.
Yeah.
You've probably fucked my bag for Black Rooster already.
I'm also just a girl. That's what was running through my head with that
the
guy
person
with
who's
that
always
bald
saying,
tire.
the person who's always telling me to be better online and all that, so we can get invited to places, we can do this and that, is also the person who's wanting to go and fucking places under the bus and say that they're no nice and all that. Know what I mean?
George's rotten food reviews. Takes one to know one. Learn for the best. No, I wasn't. I just. You know what I'm like, guys. I'm a fried rice and chips type of guy.
Aye, fair enough, right? But no, I get it. Look, it's like baked potatoes are like a bit of a healthier option if you're trying. It's
Yeah.
like something that you can eat that's like
Guilt free.
there's no guilt free, you know what I mean? But you can get like your dirty toppings on the tattoo, but it's a bit. You know what I mean? You're getting your carbs and your totty and your starch and all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bit of goodness in it, and it is if you can get a good baked totty, man. A good baked totty's class.
Yeah.
You know what
I
mean?
just don't think I'm adventurous enough.
You know.
That's my problem. Sounds
Because
like a
I'm
me
going
problem.
to be very adventurous this weekend and
Yeah.
this Thursday night. Tom, so I'm not losing to 50. I'm not doing that.
You don't lose it in.
I know, so he's not beating me.
He's a big eater though.
So am I. I won't eat all day, I do. I won't.
You got to do a 40-hour fast.
No, I'm just going to get a flyer before it. Flyer on Alexander Parade.
Obviously.
Church of Essen.
Oh God. Right. I need to talk about something with yous. So Bo's got a new hobby, right? That his manifest came to life when I went to bed a few days ago.
Before we get into this hobby, right, I tell you what, Bo Wandy is going to be like Del Boy for Only Fools and Horses. This boy's a hustler.
Dying to make money, right? Just doesn't matter what it is. Any idea he gets, he fucking writes a price list. and makes his sell a new TikTok, Instagram. I said, stop making accounts.
He's got
Same, I
about
go to bed,
45
wake up, he's
TikToks.
waking up, he's making another fucking Instagram account, gets a logo and all that for it. He's starting his own podcast. He said, Curtis, I forgot to tell us, I just actually remembered, he went, how did Curtis manage to get all that stuff in his studio? I said, because he bought it. And then he was like that, well, we're starting a podcast, do you think Curtis will let you? I said, he doesn't do that for free. I think he thought Curtis just comes up here and lets people come in here and record for
nothing.
nothing.
We'll just gab for a wee bit, nothing.
I think he thinks because he's been here, he's met Curtis and Becca now.
Because he just gets to come in and sit
We're
in.
wee that you're his pals, and you just let him and his pals come out here and talk about wrestling. So anyway, his new thing that he's fascinated with is sewing, right? So David's bought him a sewing machine, and he is obsessed. I had to take him up to Fabric Bazaar in the Barras to get him fabrics. And he was like, whoa, they're all so cheap because you can get like half a metre for like £3.50, I think. So he used his own money, took him up the Barras, and he was like, oh, getting all this different colours of fabric and stuff like that. So anyway, he's sewed a couple of times in home ec, which kind of kicked him off a wee bit and gave him a bit of interest. And Yvonne, one of the wrestling mums, she started making wrestling gear, so she's been making gear.
She's got to make dough.
She is. She basically taught herself. She said her mum taught her because Yvonne's quite small. When she was young, her mum used to alter all clothes for her, and she's kind of just learned for then. So a lot.
And like wrestling gear, it's like a market. It's a big market with a small pool of people who make the wrestling gear. So, and honestly, our first wrestling outfit she made was better than
Amazing.
some of the stuff I've paid a lot of money for throughout the years. So that's what I mean. No, just saying, but like, because the amount of people I've sent to her already, like, I'm on. This is good practice as well, not I mean?
Yeah. So anyway, Bo's got this sewing machine, and I said to Yvonne, oh, Bo's like dying to learn. She said he's been messaging me, and I'm at Bo. I said, she's an adult. I said, do you think she's just your pal? He said, she is my pal. And I'm not. And I said, Yvonne, don't listen to him. And she's replying to my stories and that, like, lol. So I talked to him.
I reply to like the one that she's dinged him, obviously. He's asked a question, she's like, I'm not replying to that, he's a wee boy, you know what I mean? And she's like replying to her story like LOL.
Lol and stuff.
Like the way you used to do when you were a wee guy, you're flying out a bird and she'd ding you, you know what I mean? You'd be like, he's obviously doing it because he's wanting sewing tips.
Aye, so he's just obsessed, right?
He's a date for my nips, you know what I mean? He's doing it for sewing tips.
So he wants to make his own sewing gear, he's made a price list.
That's what he said to me when I bought my sewing machine, right? Not even, bought him the sewing machine, not even in the house yet. Not even go to the sewing machine, he's like, how much does I sell stuff for? I was like, mate, why don't you get good at it first?
Aye.
No, I mean, why don't you practice? No, I mean, fucking price list. What are you talking about? Your price list depends on how good you are, to be honest. Mate, see if you end up pure classic, man, you can premium price, not I mean, make yourself a lot of money, not I mean, but right now, you need to no charge anything for it. You need to just sit and make yourself cushions and fucking.
So Yvonne had said to him, like, try and make a cushion at first so you can learn to do the lines and stuff like that. And we got 2 new pillows, and I took the old pillows down the stair, and then I took them to the cleaning, and he came downstairs like, where's the pillows? And I said, I took them to the cleaning. They were fun, my sewing.
I get him. No, I feel the boy. I feel him, man, honestly. It's Georgia, anything that you want to use, Georgia will bin it.
I love binning stuff.
No, she doesn't. It's especially, let's see if you get something put away, right, and you're going to use it a specific, you're like, this will come in handy one day. When you go to use it, Georgia, I bin it last night.
Oh, and I love it.
I don't. I hate it in Bo's now.
It's like cleaning today, you know? On my
what?
lunch break. But I took just stuff for the cleaning.
Stuff for the cleaning? What, do you want to borrow stuff for them?
A whole load of stuff.
Like what?
Just stuff.
Better than me my stuff.
No, it was just like, because you just stuff in it.
Sounds like fucking stuff. What did you take?
We'll talk about it later.
What did you take? Yeah,
No, I'm kidding on.
No, you're no. I'm furious now.
No, it was cardboard boxes
What ones?
for your new Crocs. But you're not got to need that. And then, like,
I actually didn't need to see if anybody's got cardboard boxes or anything like that. Donate them to me because see at the wrestling school in the summer, I'm going to have at least one class a week where we make championship belts, nuts and crafts and that.
oh, good
I
idea.
used to do them as a wee guy.
That's a good idea.
I know. It's
So I will update you if anybody's looking for any alterations in the future. Hopefully by the time he's 16 he'll be well trained.
I know.
And see if he got into something like this and he was actually obsessed and done it really well, it would be good. But it's the fact that I don't know what I'm doing. I can't help him. I'm trying to get him lessons. And because every time he's putting like the needle down and then putting his feet on the machine and starting to sew, he's getting a good line, but trying to like turn the fabric when the needle's getting caught down, and he's stamping his feet on the bit of plastic. I'm like, this sewing machine's got to last about a month. then that'll be him. But what a boy, honestly. But I'm dying to know if you had any weird, like, hobbies or interesting things that you wanted to do when you were younger. David doesn't believe me when I say to him that I wanted to be in the police. He's like, you're a snake. I did actually apply to be in the police as well, but they stopped taking applications at the time.
Did they?
I always thought I was going to be a dancer when I was young as well. So I did freestyle disco dancing, but then I just grew out of that.
Do you know what I always wanted to do when I was younger?
But
I wanted to be on Big Brother.
did you?
Well,
I can actually see that for you, by the way.
I think that's maybe something in the future for me, not I mean, but
Can you imagine him? He would be like, oh, the arguments you would get into. You're actually quite an unbearable person to live with, but I've obviously just like
dealt with it.
I just do it. Right.
I'm actually
Curtis.
wrecking the place, man. Right, anyway, moving on. Right, so is there anything you ever wanted to be when you were younger?
I'd love to know. Please write into us and just tell us some funny stories and that. But aye, so
Mine was obviously wrestling, not me.
So even like in the morning, David gets up and goes into the toilet for like 20 minutes minimum. And imagine being in a house where you're sharing like with that many people, and you don't rush for nobody.
Why would I?
And then when me or Bora in the toilet, we get rushed to get out.
Because I'm needing a shite. You do wee peas. You do wee boy and girl peas. I'm doing big boy shites. Big 20-minute numbers. I eat big amounts of food. I need to get rid of it. It needs to come out my body. And I can't sweat it out and I can't push it out. I need to shite it out. I'm sorry.
I hate when you go like that. I'm waiting in this coming out. And I'm like, waiting for what? A fucking bus?
A shite? No, I mean, I can't just nip it. No, I mean, mine's a big sludgy
and then when
number.
I say, please can you let me in? Like, I need a pee right now. You go, right, I'll nip this to now then. And I'm like, ugh.
And that's what I need to do. And I'm pure joking for it, where you're in there doing your wee lassie pee, or your wee lassie poo, or your wee lassie teeth brush, or your wee lassie shower.
Oh,
and I'm sitting there like, oh, pure discomfort. No, like, guys, honestly, can't wait, man. I can't wait to make enough money and get a house that's got 2 toilets.
Oh, aye,
that's the dream. That's the fucking dream.
Also,
man.
as well, like, see, as soon as his eyeballs ping in the morning, you need a jobby.
I know, that's healthy. That's a healthy thing to happen to you. You wake up once every 3 weeks and you need a jobby. Know what I mean? Sorry, mate. Sorry, I've got a good digestive system.
I'm also just a girl.
No, but that's not an excuse. Potty training yourself, going to the toilet every morning, man. Sit for 20 minutes if you need to.
I don't have 20 minutes.
You
Too busy
wake up
putting
earlier.
your boxers up.
Wake up earlier. You go to your bed earlier enough, fuck's sake. Wake up that wee bit earlier. 20 minutes, go to the toilet. Fucking get your knees up and breach.
See, on that note, I think we should end this episode.
No, I want to tell you a story.
All right, well, go for it.
Right, so, never told George this, right, because it was before we were courting, right? But have you ever had like an encounter with like the opposite sex that was like maybe like, I don't know, funny or interesting? So one time before I was with Georgia,
the plot thickens.
So one time before I was with Georgia, right, I was falling into a bird. Girl, young lady, was trying to court her, right? Asked her to maybe come to my house. You know what I mean? I'd pay a taxi.
What a gentleman. You let me pay for that fucking holiday and I'm still getting moaned at.
But I'll pay the taxis. No. But anyway, so the young lady in question is agreed. She said she's up for it, but she can't the night. She'll come round next week.
Son.
Something like that, right? Fair enough. Game's a game. Not no chalk it down. I'll see you next week, right? Obviously telling the boys about it, not being saying a wee date next week, man. It's got to be good. Got to pay our taxi to my gaff. Anyway, next week comes a message, alright? Like you like to come to my house, and she says, "Aye, but there's something I need to tell you." I'm like, what is it? I shaved my head for charity. I've got a baldy. I was like, what do you mean? No, you're barring me up, obviously. I was like, no, look. Sends me a picture. Lassie's sitting there, full bald, with wee glasses on. I'm like, she's like, you can still come if you want. I was like, no. No, you can't. You've duped me. I'm no longer. This isn't what I'd agreed to. I'd agreed to somebody that looked like a female. No, somebody that looked like a shaved badger.
Would she have a double nothing?
I'd shot back and sex offender, man.
David!
Would you try to sexually offend me? Fuck's sake, know what I mean, man? Fuck's sake.
Oh my God.
I know, that was
That's bad.
It was like an amber rose, but she was chalk white, so it was like a milk bottle.
Oh my
It
God.
was like you opened the milk and it was like overflowing.
That's what you get for getting with somebody before me.
I didn't get me, that's the thing. I knocked her back because she tried to play tricks on me. Know what I mean? Try to play games.
Wow, guys. So on that note, we're off.
Let us know if you've had any encounters.
Yeah.
And the opposite sex turned up. You're expecting them to have a baldy fan and they've came up with a baldy heat.
Why are you noting everything now?
I don't know. We got tired of a nap before we came, man. It just set me out of the place, you know. It's like, oh,
Wow.
I'm all dizzy.
Right. That was episode 42.
Aye.
Love
43
yous.
later.
43. Bye.